Travis Sullivan, how you doing, man? And in today's K-pop rants, which apparently I'm bringing back for Patreon here, because you are requesting that I do a K-pop rant video, which I haven't done in like a year. You want to know what my expectations of K-pop 2021 are, and my worries about K-pop in 2021. Okay, so we're gonna keep it 10 times 10. So if you're new to Patreon and you get butthurt, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know why you're here then, because we keep it like 100 times 100 on Patreon. So I can say shit here I can't say on YouTube. So let's talk about 2021. But first,
he dragged me into this.
Yeah.
So
I dragged her into this. She doesn't really care.
I don't really have anything to contribute, but I'll listen to what he has to say. And if it's dumb, I'll say that it's dumb.
That's why she's here. She's going to be the check to my balance. But I want you guys to also comment below on this one. Give me your top 5. Give me like 2 things you want to see happen, you expect to happen, and 2 things that you're worried might happen in 2021. And keep it purely about K-pop, please. I don't want any political bullshit. There's enough of that swirling around. But as you can see by the eye rolling over here. But so let's talk about K-pop 2021 and the expectations therein. My expectations are honestly low. Just overall.
As usual.
Yeah, my expectations are not high. 2020 had some good music, but I feel like K-pop in general has been on a downward trajectory. Overall, like there's still good groups and good songs, but most of the groups that I fell in love with and liked are gone, or they've changed so dramatically from what they were to appease more of a Western-based crowd. I don't like them anymore. Case in point, BTS, or like I still like Blackpink, but their music's trash for the most part now. They got a couple good songs, but I just don't vibe with them like I used to.
Yeah. And
then like G-Friend, like Mego was good, but they're with Big Hit now, so you never know what's gonna happen. I don't know exactly where they're gonna go, because their stuff before that with like Crossroads was awful. So, my expectations are somewhat low. And I think that's probably good. My expectations are I already know it's going to happen, because SM, despite what everybody wants to say, SM still are more trendsetter type groups, and they will move ahead of everybody else and put stuff out that other people haven't done yet. For example, everybody's doing 80s last year, 80s and 70s retro vibe.
Oh yeah.
Right around the end of the year, I think it was like November-ish. NCTU dropped that 90s love song, and it was straight up fucking 90s. Straight up 90s. Like as soon as you hear it, you're like, oh bro, this is 90s.
Yeah.
And I see the 90s trend continuing into 2021 and through most of it.
Yeah, they should bring that soul back.
I'm okay if you bring back like the R&B, like the Boys to Men, that kind of vibe. I don't want 90s rap to come back. I fucking hate 90s hip hop. I don't care what anybody says. I fucking hate it. It's trash. And I don't want that type of hip hop to come back ever again. I know that you're supposed to, like the old heads of hip hop who are supposed to respect, and I don't care. It's all crap. I hate it. I don't want to hear none of it. I don't like the flow. I don't like none of it, okay? I grew up on late 90s, early 2000s hip-hop, and that's where I live. Everything after that is trash. Everything before that is trash.
Well, there's even songs, though, that were like late 90s or whatever stuff that was like growing up, and you're just like,
Yeah, for sure. But my expectations for 2021 are low. I don't... With the virus of unknown origin that we're not allowed to talk about on YouTube, probably still going for a while, especially in those countries over there in that region. I look for live stages to still suck ass. I hate the live stages now.
It is odd.
And now they've developed more of a depth of field for the live stages, where you're watching a live stage and then they pull the camera out, and since there's no audience, they have like a green screen thing going on. Like if you take aespa's Black Mamba, like they have the camera panned way the fuck out, and they have like that black snake rolling around in like this CG generated garden, and it's like where the audience would be. So it adds a depth of field to the thing since there's no audience. Like I get what they're trying to do.
That's weird. I've never
seen
seen
this. Yeah, they do it. They're doing it a lot now, and a lot of these. And what they end up doing It's like, I'm here to see the group and listen to the music.
And you just watch.
And they've got this fucking camera 80 feet back, and I can't see what's happening. It's like I'm in the nosebleeds, but you're showing me all the great CGI. I don't want to see that shit.
That's weird.
Just show me the fucking group, make them dance, and sing the song that I'm here to see. Like, I hate that. It's annoying, and I get why they're doing it.
You should just CGI some people in the audience.
They need to just let people back in the fucking audience.
They could put those cardboard cutouts in the seats like I've seen them do.
Look like old 90s sports games where it's like the same 20 people. Like,
yeah. Do you remember that with some games or something? People could pay to have their like cutout in the seat.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know where that was.
Yeah,
It
it'll
was
look like
weird.
the NBA bubble where everybody's up on a screen in the background. That was awful. So I hope that trend goes away, but I know it won't. And I feel like more and more people are coming to K-pop, but I feel like they're what you would call more like fair weather fans. And I feel like more and more people are leaving K-pop who've been around for a long time, who are will be considered like more traditional loyal fans that have, liked K-pop as a whole instead of just like a group like BTS or Blackpink. And I feel like I think the combination of fandoms, the groups being too westernized and the music being not sounding like K-pop anymore. There's some groups still do, but those groups are few and far between. And the fact that almost no girl groups are doing cute concepts anymore. Like there's I think like one or two, but that whole concept is just like not there anymore, which is a very like Asian, Korean type thing to do. You don't see that anywhere else. So, all of that is changing, and I expect it to get worse before it gets better. I don't know, but the whole pandemic and everything cost a lot of companies, a lot of smaller labels have lost a lot of money. The group's disbanded because they didn't have anything.
Right.
Gugadon's gone now, and nobody's really gotten any clarity as to why. They were probably one of the better groups recently that's been gone, that's been gotten gone. I look for Wiki Miki to disband in 2021. Sadly, those are like the worst things, but. In all honesty, y'all know, first off, I love Wiki Miki and Dooyeon loves me, but their music recently, last couple songs have not been good. And even though I liked like Picky Picky and a couple of the other songs, like they weren't amazing. They weren't songs that really helped the group reach like that next level. And I mean, that's what you got to grow. And like I appreciate them switching up concepts and styles, but I feel like they haven't quite found the one that works for them. Since I personally thought that their best song was La La La. La 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 La, La that song, that whole vibe for them worked the best.
Yeah.
And it played to I think it played to the members' strengths the best, but
I know whatever I heard of them like later on I was not loving. So
I liked it, but it's like it wasn't like meh, it was like okay. But like I liked Crush and it was good, but it didn't stick. I thought some of their B-side tracks on that album were actually better than Crush was, but they weren't radio friendly, so
what do you mean?
They were more like sweet songs versus like that the vibe that teenagers and people like looking for when you listen to K-pop music nowadays. I also sadly suspect that A-Pink will disband this year.
Why?
Well, their contract's up, and I know they have a comeback coming, but I didn't hear anything about them signing contracts, so I don't know if it's a farewell comeback. You know what I'm saying? Because they hit 10 years.
Yeah.
Which is longer than any other girl group that stayed together for the most part, that stayed together with most of the members intact. SM teams, with the exception of SM groups, like they kept FX and Girls' Generation sort of lingering in obscurity for years. They finally disbanded FX, but Girls' Generation is potentially having to come back. I don't know. I won't hold my breath. I look for them to disband this year. I feel like they might disband this year. They might have like a farewell thing. They might do one more of the Pink World concerts, and that'll be like their farewell. Whatever they do, their Pink World concert is like August or June or whenever they do that. September, I don't remember. That's kind of what I think might happen. Sucks, but it's the way of things. They've been together.
2021.
Yeah, this is what it is. And then they'll just, and honestly, they'll be replaced by Cosmic Girls. But like, the only things that I look forward to anymore in K-pop, like really like anticipate, is A-Pink and Cosmic Girls. I feel like everybody else has just gone a different direction I don't like. or really let me down, or I'm just going back to old second gen and early third gen stuff to listen to because I don't vibe. None of the stuff nowadays, I don't vibe with it as much.
Yeah.
So, yeah, those are my rants. I kind of did this off the cuff, it's just stuff I've been thinking about.
You
So
just pressed play and went out.
that's how I do it. I don't plan things I say. Otherwise, you don't want to. It's pathetic when I plan things. I sound like a robot.
I mean, we listened to a song that was this year that sounded pretty good, and you loved it. Maybe there'll be more of that.
Yeah, so the thing is, when I'm talking about like being anticipating something, though, it's like when you have like that weird connection with the group where it's like you just love absolutely fucking everything that they do.
Right.
Like I like music from For Almost 9, but I don't really care about the group that much.
Oh.
Like I like them, but I don't really click with the group.
Right.
You know, I like G-Friend, but I don't really click with the group anymore. Their music has gotten so bad.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just one of those things. I'm curious what other people think and what they think are going to be some of the expectations and some of the things they're worried about happening in 2020. I don't know. It sounds like World War III might be possible too, and Korea's in a bad spot over there. So, yeah.
We'll see.
Paul will have to ride over on his Clydesdale in his kilt to save Cho-Rong.
Used to be somebody else.
Yeah, Hyo-sung. He said he'd let her die and save Cho-Rong.
Wow. He is not a loyal.
He's not. That's what I told him. I said, this bitch ain't loyal. Anyway, that's all I got right now. Travis, thank you for being a patron, man. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to do a rant. It's been a minute since I've done a rant, and I might bring him back depending on health and time, but keep on popping. I'll see you next month. Deuces.